Hey up everyone, what's going on and welcome back to York City, where there's been a bit of an organisational situation because I hadn't drawn the FA Cup Quarter Final at the end of last episode. It's moved the game that followed Sporting, so we're now doing the Sporting game with the FA Cup Quarter Final, which is against Wrexham. Yes, we highlighted them beating Southampton. I feel like in this save I've not seen a lot of lower league sides go on cup runs and do some cup sets. We've had two in a year now. Yeah, so after dealing with Northampton in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, we now have to deal with Wrexham in the FA Cup quarter-finals. The nearest I've seen was Barnsley go on the run to the semi-finals of two different cups in the same year, but they were Championship at the time, I'm pretty certain, so I don't think they were in the League One at that stage. For 3 games since we last met, Liverpool we beat 1-0 at Anfield. We'll take 3 points at Anfield, no matter how it comes. Watford 3-0, mostly dealt with in the first half, dominant there, and dominant against West Ham as well. 6-0 the scoreline there, so in theory morale is high. Now there are a litany of problems. Now some of them are in fact obviously just youth players are unregistered, because they're in my senior side even though they are youth players, or just in there for mentoring purposes. The big one is right back. Shelnan is suspended, Fiore is injured. But because I'm not limited by stupid foreign player limits, I can play Meluso right back here, so that's not a problem. Well, it's not a huge problem anyway. And it's a curious bench I have to sit a bit because I can't put any strikers on there because I need the personnel elsewhere. We're going with the attacking formation because we are at home, of course, and we definitely need to score goals here. So Christian in goal, Saxton, Muena, Zata, Meluso. Just because neither Saxton or Meluso are natural complete wing-backs, they both like to be wing-back defend, but we're not doing that. They'll be wing-back support for the time being. Grimes and Vidarson, Carpentier and Cantoro, and Godoy and Gonzalez. Attackers on the bench in case we do want to go more defensive. Yachenko's on the bench in case it goes to penalties. No one really of note in their lineup. Nedonovsky's pretty good, but no one that you've seen. I think Nildo's been around. No, different Nildo. Right, some green in the team talk, and that's the way we kick things off. So Saxton plays this out to Carpentier on the left-hand side, and Carpentier goes running and running. Finds Grimes in a lot of space there, which I like. He's in a bit of space operating there, seemingly. We're only 2 minutes into the game, of course, but this is just one highlight. We'll see if that becomes a recurring theme. Got distracted by the goal referee there for a second. I was about to get intercepted, but unless he's playing for them, then we're okay. Meluso is being tackled on the very edge of the box. It's definitely a free kick, but they're going to review it nonetheless. David Massa runs back onto the pitch and confirms it is not a penalty, it's a free kick, as we all knew. Thank you for wasting all of our time. Don't even get to see the free kick. Saxton with a long throw. These have been deadly, in particular in the Champions League, I feel like. It's landed at his feet. There has been an offside involved. What a sensational highlight that was. I'm sure it looked more thrilling in 3D. Vidarson whips that one in. It's... oh, in 2D that looked unfortunate. But it's whipped in here from the right-hand side. The goalkeeper's jumped for some reason, and it's come off their defender. I'm not sure who got the header onto the bar in the first place. I'm guessing it was a player who ran away, celebrating the goal. Which Grimes might have been? I can't remember now. But the real question there is why the goalkeeper jumped in the first place. Carpentier, he was nowhere near it. Carpentier's got past number 22 there beautifully. Godoy, at a very tight angle, goes close. He was offside, I guess. No, goal kick. It's a quiet game otherwise, in which we're clearly very much on top. Real Madrid ahead in the other match today. Worth mentioning, Leipzig beat PSG 6-1 in one of the other ties, so they're through. Muena places out to Cantoro, and Cantoro can run a little bit and get tackled, but Godoy's found the possession now. Vidarson, Cantoro. Oh, that looked like a fantastic finish. I saw the swerve in 2D. So yeah, a bit fortunate this lands at Vidarson's feet. For once, we're the benefactors of the "will always go to a footballer" loose ball situation that FM20 has. But Cantoro, great finish. Great finish. Playing an injured goalkeeper was ballsy on their part, but they're getting away with it. Ironically, it's a completely different player that comes off with a complete injury. Real Madrid 2-0 ahead. I love the fact that they signed Renier of their own regard. It's not hard-coded in the original version of the database, of course, because it was only something that was done before the January transfer period. I can't remember when they actually did it, but it was solidified in the January update. It's not on the original database. So I love the fact they did that. Anyway, Christian's playing this out to Saxton. It's like when Man United signed Bruno Fernandes of their own regard. Nedonovsky comes through here, or around maybe. Moabi. Hoofed over, he's offside. And there's the confirmation. No, it's not the confirmation, they've made a substitution. There's the confirmation. Oh, he's not actually, according to the lines. I think he was more offside than the lines showed him to be there. Meluso is booked and nervous, which is not a great combination. Washington has some familiarity in that situation, so he's going to come on over there. I don't know if he's played a game yet, so he may just get a Champions League medal if he win the whole thing just off the back of this alone. Same situation with Cantoro. He's booked. Carpentier can stay on for the time being, though. Cantoro is already also one of the more tired players in the side. The Saxon's going to lob this one in from the right-hand side. Gonzalez heads it on. No one's there. Grimes, Carpentier. Someone is going to be offside in that, I imagine. James Grimes is the name that's popped up, even though it was Carpentier who put it in. I wish they would have some consistency in that, because most of the time it's the goal scorer that comes up on the notice, even if they're not the one that's offside. And yeah, Carpentier can come off now. Might as well get all the yellow cards off. Although I think Carpentier's out of the next game regardless now. Moena was on that notice as well, but he appears to have got through this game, at least 88 minutes of this game, without picking up a yellow card, which is good. I mean, central defence is one of our strongest positions right now. Yurchenko's got a goal, and that makes it 3-0 on the night, and 3-0 on aggregate, of course. Yurchenko, I don't know if it's just his performances, but Yurchenko's joined Cantoro on the same star rating, even though he is definitely worse. We'll just stay attacking to the end. It's not really worth pulling back now. And that's 3-0, fairly simple, straightforward, and efficient. Their goalkeeper had gone 338 minutes without conceding. Imagine playing him whilst injured was part of the problem there. Right, good, but don't let it go to your head. We need to keep our focus for Wrexham. There's an international break after this, which of course I'm involved in, which is part of the reason why I'm actually still going ahead with this. Leeds have just beaten Manchester City, potentially making a late charge for that 7th spot. Oh, why do I let him talk? Oh no, did Moena pick up a yellow card right at the end? Oh, he actually had it when I made the statement. Central defence we're fine in though. We've got Rick and Washington who's as good as Rick. Semi-final draw is done before... Oh god, have I got to decide this now? The only reason I'm still England manager is the fact if I keep this as a stream save later on. And I'm playing Ireland and Malta. Actually, that was relatively straightforward, to be honest. Don't you hate it when you have players out injured and then they forget to tell you? This is one thing about international I hate, is when the players are injured for one window and then the next one you just completely forget about putting them back in the squad. I wish there was like a little box. Because it tells you who was injured in this one, but I wish there was a little box that told you who was injured last time. That would be so good for quality of life for international management. I managed to remember one of them. Arsenal lose but progress, Bayern progress, knock out our rivals. Of course, Bayern and Milan are two teams that have knocked us out before. So that was a match between our potential rivals. Arsenal get Bayern Munich and we get Liverpool, who are somehow still in the Champions League despite being 10th in the Premier League. Alright. Weirdly, considering the way this year's gone, that might be the best of the 8 that we could have got, surprisingly. But we will have to face Man City or Madrid if we get past Liverpool. Chelsea match has moved again. It's part of the reason why I am still bringing you Wrexham today regardless, because I had a feeling that these might keep moving around. You know, I've just realised the semi-finals of the Champions League will be either side of this Man City League match. There's a very good chance we could play them 3 times in a row. Our youth intake is terrible as always. We've had 2 good players come through, Barwick and Battams. Both of them out on loan at the moment because they're not good enough for the first side. I've got to say this year, by the way, poor Southampton. Because we took Bellingham from them and I'm pretty certain Everton took one of their best players in Gill. They are suffering this year as a result, I think. Has Leeds beat Man City in the FA Cup? Am I going crazy if they just beat Man City twice in a row? Yep, they're predicted 17th in the Premier League. What a year they're having. And so, out of respect for Wrexham's hustle, let's say, we did obviously last time they managed to get themselves promoted up to League One and are doing alright in League One as well. So, out of respect for that hustle, we are going to still feature them relatively fully here. Labad in goal, Kovalev, Hubbard, Washington, Shaunana right back, Seri, Vidal, rare appearance for him there, Ramirez and Yurchenko. Godoy is going to stay up as a sort of a senior threat up front and Dahl alongside him. I say senior threat. He's 23. Well, you know what I mean. But Vidal, I am trying to train him there. He's not really developed, mostly because I've not had an opportunity to play him too much. And they have a face. They have an actual face in their midfield. I was not aware of this. Mr. Remy Davis, formerly of York, went via Barnsley and Doncaster. I say went via, he was actually loaned to Barnsley that year. I knew we'd let him go at one point. Doncaster picked him up and then Wrexham bought him off them, and he has had quite a good time of things at Wrexham, it's got to be said. 42 appearances last year, 12 goals and 20 assists. That is Callum Nacelle levels of League One domination. Suddenly this match has got that little bit more emotion in it. I mean, frankly, the only way this could have gone better then is if we had actually played Barnsley. But Yachenko's going to keep this ball in, and I'm probably going to still try and keep my commentary just to the goals. If I can, that's terrible. His confidence is high. His shot was wide. Dance played Godoy in, and Godoy has been fouled. Michaelova is going to listen to the video assistant referee and confirm it is in fact a penalty. Keanu Chandler, who feels like a name given by parents who enjoy The Matrix and Friends, although that's just the surname, I suppose. Godoy, though, 18 goals now this year, steps up for the penalty and just drills it into the bottom right. Remy Davis has just played a lovely ball through to their striker. The highlight hasn't ended with that, but it was nice to see what Remy Davis can do, because we never did. I think our left backs just played him onside there. Yeah, because Remy Davis was in the squad when I first got when I first put the faces in the York team. He must have been in the under-23s, and I gave like the entire system of York players faces at that point. So I think that's why he's got one. There may well be plenty more lurking in League 1, League 2, that kind of area. Vidal on the edge of the box. Washington on the left-hand side. Must have been off of the set piece. Ramirez finds Seri, finds Godoy. That's in. That's lethal. Considering this is Premier League versus League 1, it's not been exactly a dominating performance. I mean, that's what happens when you put a world-class striker up against a League 1 goalkeeper. He's on his knees before he's even hit it. Praying. I've just noticed, it's just paused it there to show he was onside. Seri boned the assist. I didn't even notice that the first time. Completely unnecessary from Seri there. Like, they're League 1. Just a little bit of respect, please. Kovalev's found some space and can get a ball in, but he's found Seri on the edge of the box. Seri's going to miss. Team analysis, there is literally one good thing. Focus them and send them back out again. I can see Kovalev in a lot of space on the left-hand side. He's gone past his marker, and Godoy's hit the bar. Yachenko's hit a defender. Godoy going for the hat-trick. Seri whips this one in. Godoy's at the near post. He's got the hat-trick. No Rizzardo on the pitch. It's gone to the striker instead. And that takes his tally to the big 2-0 for the year. Of course, the defender in front of him is Washington, up for the corner in Azarta's place. I have no idea how tall Washington is, but that's why you keep the world-class striker on the pitch, even if it is League 1, because he gets you the goals. And now, realistically, we can take him off if we want. With an hour gone, unfortunately, his replacement would be Carpentier. You know what we're actually going to do? We're going to leave Dahl as the sole outlet and bring Grimes onto the pitch and move Vidal forward into his favoured, of course, normal attacking midfielder position. And we'll just go balanced as well. We'll just see this one out, I think. Godoy's got 3. We'll let him have his plaudits. I didn't say anything during that because it came from the corner from an existing highlight, but we've countered and scored a 4th. Vidal running up this right-hand side here. I was debating whether or not I should start talking over this because I was expecting him just to smash it against the defender, but no, he found Dahl in the middle. And Dahl, I'm pretty certain, has just kicked that ball through the goalie's face. How onside was he as well? Oh, actually quite when it was played. But their defender just stopped running as it was played in, and Dahl's got a goal, which is the entire point of what I just made change-wise. So I'm glad that panned out. They've got one. I mean, they've been in the game. They've had 3 clear-cut chances. The scoreline is a little bit harsh in terms of the play. I mean, that was... Shannon got himself in the... It says Shannon got himself in the way of the shot. It just hit him on the post, but that's what you're meant to be there for. Yurchenko's complacent. Off you come. I mean, realistically, everyone on the bench only makes the team better, so we'll let this set of players finish it off now. I'm just sending a message that I do not respect complacency. If Vidal gets a goal, not quite. I'm wondering where this highlight's gone. It's gone to both goalkeepers during the span of this one highlight, and now Kovalev is charging once more. Ramirez, highlights this long usually end in something good, so Grimes, Seri, Cantoro, Dahl's there, Cantoro. I mean, there's a lot of players in that little area on the edge of the box on the D. Dahl in space, he's hoofed it over. What a shame. And one last chance for a highlight. 93 minutes on the clock, 4 minutes of added time. It's found Cantoro at the back post. It's a brilliant save in 2D. That was point blank, but he somehow tipped it over. And resulting corner also goes over, but that was of Washington's regard rather than the goalkeepers. And 4-1. 4-1, and Wrexham can take a massive amount of credit from their performance. Defensively, their ratings are a bit shot because we've scored 4 goals, but they were in that game. They created chances. It was a good win. I'll say that. It was a good win, considering Wrexham were in that, so that was a good win. The main difference is, whilst Labad is a backup goalkeeper, he is a good player for most Premier Division sides, and does love a big game. And of course, at the other end, we had a world-class striker. So that was the main difference between the two sides there, I feel like. Quality players at either end in particular. I do not think the FA Cup infringes on what happens next time out. So it looks like we're going to play Leeds and Liverpool next time out now. The games keep moving around. I always said we were definitely going to feature the last Leeds match of this campaign. So looks like it's going to be Leeds and Liverpool in the first leg of the Champions League. Whether or not we do Arsenal in the second part of that, because we've already played Arsenal, we've already played Liverpool this year in episodes. So depending on how the first leg against Liverpool goes, of course, will affect whether or not we do the second leg. But Leeds and Liverpool definitely next time round. Until then, ta-ra.